Well, I think we are ready to start our pre-show, or we've started it already. That was beautiful, Karen Hammock. Thank you, Karen. We're going to do one more before we get started. Some of you guys know this song. So nice to have our Reverend Stacy in the house. Seems like a long time since we've all been together. All right, so we're going to sing What a Wonderful Morning. God is good and all is well. The Claudia Carawan. We haven't done it. What a wonderful morning. What a wonderful morning, beyond compare. I feel God's loving presence everywhere, and I am filled with joy profound in a world where many miracles abound. In the garden of my soul, I am happy, healed, and whole. I know that God is good and all is well. In the garden of my soul, in the garden of my soul, I am happy, healed, and whole. I know that God is good and all is well. What a wonderful morning, beyond compare. I feel God's loving presence everywhere, and I am filled with joy profound in a world where many miracles abound. In the garden of my soul, I am happy, healed, and whole. I know that God is good and all is well. In the garden of my soul, I am happy, healed, and whole. I know that God is good and all is well. Let's tag it. I know. I know that God is good and all is well. Oh, I love that. Yay. So, good morning, everybody. Nice to see some new faces and all of our old friends. Glad to be back with you guys. Lovely time in New York. I want to hear all about Stacy's trip. We're going to start with the strength of love for this wonderful Father's Day. We'll go with that divine masculine strength. Happy Father's Day, Juan. Happy Father's Day, everyone. Happy Father's Day, Jimmy. I don't know your name. Jim, happy Father's Day. So let's stand up. You guys want to sing this with us? We haven't done this in a long time. Reminds me of John Clement. Happy Father's Day, John Clement. I am born from the strength of love. I am born from the strength of love. All that I am today, all that I bring today, I know that it's enough, 'cause I am born from the strength of love. Same thing, but we're going to say breathing. I am breathing the strength of love. I am breathing the strength of love. All that I share today, all that I want to say, touches every one of us. Oh, I am breathing the strength of love. I am blessing. I am blessing the strength of love. I am blessing the strength of love. I bring it it forth today, sending it on its way out to the hills above. Oh, I am blessing the strength of love. I am born from blessing. I am blessing. Born from the strength of love, breathing the strength of love, blessing the strength of love. Thank you.
Aw, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I feel so different now. I feel so holy. And yet Paula still was fixing my dress as I came up here. So, still human after all. Thank you. It was a beautiful, sacred moment. I don't know if how many of you watched it, but wow, I was emotional. It was a lot. It was, a whole lifetime. I'd been in at the village and in leadership since I was 13, 14, 15 years old, really. And so to be there in that moment, I remember right before I was going up on the stage, I thought, I'm so nervous right now. This is it. This is the moment. And then my friend, Reverend Shad Groverlin, is the director of Unity Worldwide Ministries right now. And so I kind of bombarded him once I got up to the stage. I was like, oh my gosh. And then the board president put the shawl on me, and then I turned and I just said, oh my gosh, it's happening now. And Shad said, are you okay? Because there's no turning back. And I was like, yeah, I don't want to turn back. Let's keep going forward. And it was just the tears, and I think that the end of it, I had a picture taken, but I just kept telling myself, just smile, just keep smiling. I can't see anything, but keep smiling. It was really, really a lovely, wonderful moment, and actually to have a lot of the people who had guided me, my first YOU regional consultant, Reverend Richard Rogers, was there, and so how wonderful that this man, when I was 15 years old, who had said, I think you should be a regional officer. And now here he was at the service, that was touching, and just a lot of ministers along the way. So it was, and then to have my whole family there, and all four of us at Unity Village together, that alone was a lifelong dream. So it was really, really beautiful. So thank you. Yeah, it was really wonderful. Yeah. Well, I didn't mean to go into all of that, but well, happy Father's Day to all the fathers, the grandfathers, uncles, neighbors, father figures. Am I the only one hearing a? Yes. Okay, we're getting that fixed. Very good. So happy Father's Day. We love you and appreciate you. And thank you for being here today. One of the things that I piggybacked on was the convention, Unity's annual convention, and they were talking about how, when we talk church doesn't mean just here in the building anymore. When we say church, we're talking about here and everyone who's online as well. That is now also church. So church is online, church is in the building. So when we say church, we don't have to distinguish the two anymore. We're just saying hello and welcome to Unity of the Oaks Church and Spiritual Center. So hello and welcome and good morning to everyone, whether you're in these seats or your own comfy seats at home and watching now or watching later. So today we have our ongoing June series, What I Learned on My Vacation. I started that last summer. And I know you've had two great speakers. In fact, Reverend Sherry James, I know, is with us last week. And so since it's Father's Day, I thought I'd share some of my 70s, 80s childhood gems going on vacation with Bill Macris. So it's going to be, you're going to get some great family photos. You're not going to want to miss that. But also some great little Unity wisdom nuggets there, so stay tuned. If you're watching from home, please go ahead and hit the share button, or when you get home later, please share our video, because again, a lot of you are saying, how do we grow Unity? And that's how we bring friends in and we share our videos either on YouTube, Instagram, here on Facebook as well. Okay, so thank you for all of your love and support. Happy Father's Day. And now let's start with prayer. So if we want to just go ahead and move into our heart space. And as we move into that heart space, we breathe. And we remember the love that we are. We immerse ourselves in the love that we are. We give thanks for the wisdom that flows through us, that is in every cell of our being, that wisdom of the universe that we are a part of. We give thanks for the love and the wisdom in this room, for those online, for together our hearts beat as one. We give thanks for the fathers and the father figures in our lives who have brought us to this moment, that have helped support us along the way, a guiding hand, a supportive hug, a loving word. So our prayers for this Father's Day are that hearts may be uplifted, souls transformed, as we remember that we are the living, loving Christ. And so we say happy Sunday, happy morning, and so it is, and so it is. Amen. Okay, let's get started, everyone. It's going to be a fantastic Sunday morning. Thank you for coming. Thanks for joining us. I'm going to send it over to the music team.
You're welcome to sing along with us. We're going to sing this to you. I'm here to remind you of your magnificence, to help you awake to all the wonder that you are. I long to show you all the joy you're worthy of. I'm here to remind you how much you're truly loved. I'm here to remind you of your magnificence, to help you awake to all the wonder that you are. I long to show you all the joy you're worthy of. I'm here to remind you how much you're truly loved.
Oh, I can hear myself now. Okay. Good morning again. I'm Ann Robin, a member of the prayer team here at Unity of the Oaks. I have the honor this morning of preparing us for our time of meditation with the reading of the daily word. And our daily word for this morning is Elder's Blessing. And the affirmation, I bless and give thanks for the dear souls who came before me. Today, I give thanks for the generations before mine, their valuable knowledge and wisdom from their vast life experiences. With deep appreciation, I offer these words of blessing. I honor you for the path you have walked and the perspective you share from your life's journey. Your contributions to the world add lasting value beyond measure. Your sage words enrich the lives of all who listen. I give thanks for your memories and the stories you share. You are the light of love in the world today. Your enthusiasm for life and the love you express inspire me to make a difference in the lives of others. Thank you for reminding me too that I always have something to give. And from 1 Corinthians 2, verse 7, we speak God's wisdom, secret and hidden, which God decreed before the ages of our glory. And again, the daily word, elders' blessing, and the affirmation, I bless and give thanks for the dear souls who came before me. Amen.
Thank you, Anne. So we can take that into our time of meditation, just a few minutes here to touch that still small voice within us. So I invite you to get comfortable in your chair and then get more comfortable in your chair. To take a breath, allowing the shoulders to come down, the forehead to smooth, and maybe your eyes close so that you turn within, or you can glance at our Christ candle up here. We just allow that quiet music to soothe us into a place of comfort, of peace, of pure relaxation, where the rushing around of the morning just evaporates. So that for this moment we can sit in gratitude, relaxed gratitude, in this moment out of our week. To just breathe, to feel the breath come in, and to feel the breath go out. To feel the heart fill with the thanksgiving of all those who walked before us, the wisdom keepers. So I invite you to bring to mind today someone who helped you get to where you are right now. Someone who made a positive difference in your life. Someone who held your hand and pulled you up. Maybe it was a father figure, a teacher, a mentor, a neighbor. But in this moment, seeing them stand before you and just offering your thanksgiving and gratitude. And now calling to mind someone else who has walked before you, who made a positive difference in your life. Male or female, we call them to mind in this moment with a heart filled with gratitude. We see them standing before us in our mind's eye, and our heart expands so that we embrace an energetic hug of thanksgiving. these individuals who have walked before us, guided our ways. We whisper with, we love you, we bless you, we appreciate you, and we behold the Christ you are. That your Christ light, your divine light, shines so brightly as to guide us, to love us, support us, bringing us to this moment, in this chair, in this unity service. And so in this attitude of gratitude, we take a moment here in our time of meditation to be grateful for something that's going well in our life. One thing that's going well in your life. Bring that to your heart. Wrapping it in love. And if there's more than one thing to be grateful for on this Sunday morning, go ahead and bring that into your heart as well. And from this place of love and gratitude, we send this forth so that this vibration of love moves through not just our room, but through the Conejo Valley. We see it spreading out through California and the West, around North America, and around the world. Where there is pain, let there be peace. Where there is sickness, wholeness. We see the light, uplifting the consciousness of those on planet Earth. And then we bring it back to ourselves, grateful that we have arrived in this moment for this message, grateful for the people in our lives, the people sitting next to us, thankful for the unity message, thankful. So we take a very conscious breath. Remembering that we are not human doing, but human beings. So we allow ourselves to be in this moment, present. So we take another very conscious breath. We start to wiggle our fingers, our toes. We are aware of the chair that's been supporting us. We move our head from side to side. We gently open our eyes. We give thanks as we say, so it is, and so it is. Amen and amen.
Want to live my life the way you said I would, with courage as my light, fighting for what's right, like you made me believe I could. And I will fly on my Father's wings to places I have never been. There is so much I've never seen, and I can feel His heartbeat still, and I will do great things on my Father's wings. much to see. My hopes and dreams can be a horse's ride with one day's stride will have covered more distance than me, and I will fly on my Father's wings to places I have never been. There is so much I've never seen, and I can feel His heartbeat still, and I will do great things on my Father's wings. Someday, with His Spirit to guide me and His memory beside me, I will be free to fly on my Father's wings to places I have never been. There is so much I've never seen, and I can feel His heartbeat still, and I will do great things on my Father's wings, on my Father's wings.
Hard to sing that one.
Whew, on with the mask, off with the mask. Okay. That was beautiful. Thank you. Yeah. Okay. There I am with my dad. That's 1970, y'all. Isn't that sweet? What I love is that Suan actually, do you see how she put this like in 70s style here and colors, and she got in the groove. Nice. And actually, for those of you who know my dad, or know my dad, some of you know my dad, but for those of you who know my younger son, Graham, who was actually just here, can you not see a resemblance? I'm like, oh my gosh. Take off the mustache, and that's Graham right there. Yeah, vacations with my dad. So every summer, we always had a summer vacation as a family of four. Grew up in Burbank, California. I think most of you know that, but just as a reminder, I grew up in Burbank, California, very middle-class America, and we had our summer vacations every year. I have a brother who's 5 years younger than I am, and then we'd also sometimes do little side trips, you know, like 3 or 4 day little weekend vacations too. And then at the holidays, we also went and visited family throughout California usually. But I just thought how fun it would be to share with you all what I learned from my own father going on vacation, since that's our theme for June. But if you go to the next slide here, Suan, I really wish we could see this. This is my family, and then we always, almost always, also went on vacation with my cousins. So this is my dad and my mom, and her sister, her younger sister, my Aunt Kathy, and then my Uncle Steve, who is a hoot. So Uncle Steve is like crazy. Everyone has a crazy Uncle Steve, right? So this is my crazy Uncle Steve, and then all the kids. Now what you'll notice, you can't really see it, but the year is 1982, and E.T. just came out. And my mom and my aunt thought it would be a fantastic idea that we all had matching E.T. shirts. Mind you, I'm 12 at the time. And this is not cool. In fact, I'm very jealous of my cousin Nikki, who's the baby, because they couldn't find like a baby E.T. onesie for her. And I'm like, why can't I be the baby right now? And apparently, because back in those days, you didn't do selfies, so I volunteered, obviously, to take the picture. Like, don't get me in this picture, right? So this is usually all of us with my brother here, the blonde in the middle, my younger cousin, Sean, and Eric, and the whole group. So here we are at Disneyland, 1982. But I just was thinking, you know, a father figure's role is really to be a guide and to act from that state of wisdom, from another awareness. And so I was actually thinking, well, in this case, my dad and my uncle were thinking, know when to pick your battles. Because if the ladies are saying we all wear ET shirts, then we're all wearing ET shirts to Disneyland. But oftentimes, we think that when fathers impart their wisdom to us, it has to be very formal, and sometimes it is. Sometimes, our dads, granddads, uncles sit down with us and they impart their wisdom. But oftentimes, and I know for myself, we glean wisdom during those times that we're just together in just the simple moments of life, at the dinner table or on vacation, but especially on vacation because we're all usually in the same hotel room, for 24 hours for a whole week together, or in a car, packed in a car together. And so it's those moments, those real life moments, that we can glean these little nuggets of wisdom. And so when we were on our own flight this last week or so, I started thinking about, my own father and reflecting about what I learned on our many vacations together. And I realized there's probably 4 little wonderful pieces of wisdom that I learned going on vacation with my dad that I wanted to share with all of you. So this next picture is Catalina Island. Oh, nope, that's Zaca Lake. Never mind. Nope, go back. Yeah. So that's even better. So that's Zaca Lake up in Santa Barbara County, 1983, I believe. There we are, me and my brother and my dad. One of the only times you'll see my dad without a shirt, by the way. And as I was going through the photos, it turns out you men in the 70s and 80s really did not like shirts. There's no shirts happening in any of the vacation pictures. So the first thing I learned from my dad, though, was to pack the car, pack the suitcase like a puzzle. Does anyone know that old 80s game Tetris where you had to get the blocks in just right? That was my dad. He could do that with the car. You just put everything out in front of the car, and he packed that car, and you could see his mind working. He got it just right. And even with suitcases, he could get more stuff in there than anyone. And I remember when I was 16 and I was going to Europe for 2 weeks, and a 16-year-old girl, how am I supposed to just take one bag to Europe, right? So he helped me by, we rolled up everything. So we rolled everything. Oh, some of you know this trick. Okay. So you roll everything up, and then you shove things in your shoes, like your underwear in your shoes and your socks in your shoes. And oh my gosh, I had layers in there. So he taught me that if you fold things, pack things just right, you can fit more in. So with life, the more messy we are with our thoughts, the worry, the overthinking, the not planning, the less room we have to create our lives in an orderly manner. Do you see when we're just up the night before and we're just throwing stuff at it and throwing stuff in? There's not enough or as much room. And the feeling between that and the order of let me put everything in order, and then there's so much more that can happen. So if you have a goal or a destination in mind in life, now we're not really talking about trips, take the time to do it with the best intention possible. Be patient. So often, we want our goals to suddenly appear. Okay, I've been working on it for a week. Where is it? But the reminder to have that intention to do it with intention, to be patient. So often we think success is just a one big time, woo, all of a sudden I have success. I'm successful. I've done something, and now, boom, I'm successful. But success really comes from the small, consistent steps. Whether you're volunteering, whether you're working, whether you're trying to improve a relationship, it's the small, consistent steps. If you're not messy or sloppy, you'll get more out of the situation. See, divine order is one of our spiritual attributes, because order allows life to be in the flow. When we are in divine order, then we're in the flow of life. And when there's order, well, order is the opposite of chaos. Order calms our nervous system and brings us peace, brings us joy. So the first reminder is that the more we're in order, the more we can get out of it. And also that reminder that our chores and our challenges in life can be fun. I mean, my dad, I don't know, he can comment, I guess, on Facebook, because I know he's watching, but it seemed like he had a great time with this. I mean, this was a fun game to him. Like, how I mean, even when we go to visit them, and of course, we're like throwing all the bags in there, and he's like, no. Takes them out. Tetrises it just right, and now we can see out the back window. We could see more, everybody. What a thought. So, yeah, the great reminder that we can do things with fun, that when life gets complicated, because life will get complicated, to look at it as a game, the game of life, and to pack with intention. Okay, number 2. So the next thing I learned from my vacations with Dad was my absolute love of nature and hiking, because we went on so many camping trips. We had one of those little pop-up trailer tents. So it was a trailer, and then it was a tent. It was so cool as a kid, except for the one time my mom asked me to actually crank it and help her with it, and then that was not fun. But when the parents set up the pop-up tent, that was really cool. But my love of nature and hiking, that is where I experienced God. And so this next picture, here we are. This is up in Mammoth. This is 1989, so I'm 1 year into college. And here's, I don't know if anyone's been to Devil's Postpile before, but beautiful, beautiful, beautiful surroundings. And it's where I learned to feel that connection to life energy, to the pulse of the universe. I loved the smell of nature. I learned to love, as I was hiking, that smell of California sage or the pines, or if we were at the beach, that salty ocean air. And that fresh air and breeze added to the walking, sitting meditation that nature naturally brings. When I got married, even though Unity of North Hollywood and Burbank had a building, I didn't want to get married in the building, because that's not where I experienced God. I wanted to get married outside. And so I did out here in Moore Park on the farm, amongst the avocado trees of California. Yeah. When we just were at Unity Village for my ordination, and Wednesday I said, you know what, I don't want to go to any more workshops. I want to go back to the village and just have this moment, these last moments in nature. Unity Village itself are sacred grounds to me, but the nature hiking trails there are phenomenal. And so to be walking on the sacred ground, to just calm and soothe and kind of wrap up this beautiful family time together by being in nature, it's fantastic. During college at Michigan State University, when I was really stressed out with tests, finals, whatnot, there were these woods nearby, and they had these beautiful, it was like you were in a fairy tale book, and I could just walk through the woods and let these tall trees comfort me. Or the river that went through campus, I could walk by the river and just watch the squirrels play. Listen to the water go by. Yeah. Nature's where I learned to quiet my mind and my soul. And science, of course, knows this now. So here's from a science newsletter out of University of Minnesota. It says, being in nature, or even viewing scenes of nature, so here you go, everyone, reduces anger, reduces fear and stress, and increases pleasant feelings. Exposure to nature not only makes you feel better emotionally, It contributes to your physical well-being, reducing blood pressure, heart rate, muscle tension, and the production of stress hormones. And I remember, it must be at least a decade ago, seeing a news report about an organization that was taking inner city kids out into the mountains, into nature for a week. And they were also testing all of these health points and seeing the blood pressure coming down, the stress hormones reducing, the reports of feeling more at ease and peace and pleasant happiness increasing. The Taoist philosopher Lao Tzu said, "Nature does not hurry, yet everything is accomplished." Nature does not hurry, yet everything is accomplished. We are so used to rushing around and having everything right now. And I gotta do this and I gotta do that. No. We slow down. We put it in order. And then we feel the peace that comes from that. Nature is where I could see the wisdom, that order, the innate knowing and intuition of nature and how life works. So nature has taught me about life and death, how everything seems to have an end and yet also come back. Sometimes it comes back in the same way, in the same place, like when our mountains get burned down and the seemingly same flowers seem to grow, or like the caterpillar to the butterfly. But it was nature that has taught me that rhythm of life, the river, that rhythm of life and death and the beauty there. Author Alice Walker said, "In nature, nothing is perfect and everything is perfect. Trees can be contorted, bent in weird ways, and they're still beautiful." You can be contorted, bent in weird ways, and you're still beautiful. So I'm so thankful for all the trips to the mountains, to the oceans, to the lakes, to the deserts that allowed me to feel my oneness with earth and with the God of my own understanding. Yeah. Okay, everyone. Bill imparted more wisdom. So number 3 is, and here's a picture of Hawaii. Can we all notice my mom looks like she's the only happy one in this photo? So I'm just gonna say, happy wife, happy life. And again, I'm taking the picture. So what's so interesting here is that there was always this philosophy, and I hope Juan doesn't laugh out loud on this one because he came into the family and was like, what is happening? You leave early to arrive late. Okay? You don't leave early and then arrive early. You actually leave really, really early, and then you make a lot of stops, and you end up later, much later. So my drives to my grandmother's house in Palo Alto, from Burbank, California to Palo Alto, if you Google it right now, it will tell you 5.5 hours, 5 hours and 20 minutes. My family, it took about 7.5 to 8.5 hours. Because we took time to eat. You had to eat breakfast, and then you also ate lunch. You took time for the restroom. Sometimes there were some weird things along the way, so you stopped for that too. So what it taught me, although sometimes I was like, can we not just get there? But what it taught me was to slow down and take care of yourself. Make sure that you eat. Make sure that you go to the bathroom. I mean, honestly, full disclosure, guys, sometimes I'm at my laptop and I'm thinking, just one more email and then I'll go to the bathroom. One more email, then I'll go to the bathroom. What am I thinking? Self-care. Eat. Go to the bathroom. Take time to discover other places. I remember one trip, we were going to houseboating in Lake Shasta, and we stopped at some place. We stayed the night at some place. It was literally like a half hour, 45 minutes from the houseboat destination, And I remember asking my dad, why did we stop here? And he said, because I've never been here and I just wanted to see it. It was literally like 2 hotels and 2 restaurants. But to just see things. And we live, all of us, and I know everyone online too, you live somewhere that people go to visit. If you Google things to do in and put your city there, you will find a list of things to do. Things to do in Thousand Oaks, things to do in Simi Valley, things to do in Alhambra, things to do in Palm Springs, wherever you are. Things to do in Sheffield, England. Oh, we'd all like to do that. Yeah, so the lesson was self-care. And again, for those of us who are on laptops all day, get up and move around. Make sure you look up and look at nature, because that will reduce your stress. And that we only need to rush if we choose to rush. And guess what? We don't need to choose to rush. We can choose to rush to get there in 5 hours and 20 minutes, because that's what Google says. Or we can choose to slow down and take our time. And in taking care of ourselves, in taking time out for vacation, whether that's in our backyard or in Hawaii, we can practice the pause. That's what Reverend Sherry, talked about last week, the importance of practicing the pause. And then what I noticed and what I was really picking up on is that then I so easily move myself from struggle or drama to empowerment, ease, and peace. When we practice the pause, then in those times in our life when we're with another person or in a situation that is challenging us, it is so much easier when we've taken care of ourselves to move from the struggle drama to the ease and peace much more quickly, or to even start there. Yeah, so leave early to arrive not so early. And then number 4, last, the trip takes as long as it takes. This next photo is me and my dad. This is 1981, so I'm 11 years old. We're on a boat, we think off Marina del Rey. My great aunt was a manager of the Marina del Rey condos that are right there. And so a lot of times, people were like, hey, let me take you on a boat. Okay. So I think this is us on a boat there. But just that reminder that the trip takes as long as it takes. And I know all of you were in the car with a parent, probably a dad, and you were like, are we there yet? Are we there yet? And I can just remember my dad saying, you don't need to ask, because when we get there, we'll be there. There's no need to whine. There's no need to wish it differently. It just takes as long as it takes. But I've been meditating and praying and visualizing and doing my little board, and why hasn't it all manifested suddenly? Because it takes as long as it takes. Suan, I love what I know I'm calling you out today, Suan. I love you. Suan brought a friend like a month ago or so. She's always bringing friends, so I appreciate that about you. But your friend was the first one to ask me, oh, how long did your ministerial program take? And I said, oh, well, it took like 14 months, but well, not really, because there was the licensed Unity teacher program, and that took about 5 years. But then really I needed all the SEE classes, spiritual education enrichment classes, and I got the certification in spiritual education, so there was prereqs there. So that was like another 3 years. And then really I've been doing this since I was 13, since I started the YOU at Unity of North Hollywood in Burbank. So I don't know, I guess the program took me about 40 years. It takes as long as it takes. Same thing with my healing journey. There were times I was like, well, I am a Unity student. Why am I not healed right now, this moment? I have been meditating for 15 minutes, and it seems like I should be healed now. And yet Myrtle, who had 42, 43 years, our co-founder Myrtle Fillmore, 42, 43 years of sickness, illness, it took her 2 years, but that was hours, 2, 3 hours every day in meditation and healing work, and 2 years. It takes as long as it takes. And you know what's so wonderful? I've learned so much along the way that I wouldn't change anything. Oh, there were some times that were painful, emotionally and physically. And yet everything on the path, the winding path to ministry, the path of ups and downs for my health, it all has added to the richness of the journey and the learning. So in that moment, we can say, this sucks. I don't like this. And what is here for me to learn? What is here for me to hold on to? It can be an either and. Like, it doesn't have to be one or the other. It can be both. I'll talk about that more next week. But yeah, that this reminder that everything can be for our learning if we allow it to be. And that the journey takes as long as it takes. The only thing, and here's a Bill Macris, if there ever was one, the only thing you can control is your response. And so here is this next photo in Hawaii, my dad and my uncle, again, shirtless. I'm sure the lady said, hey, make us some hamburgers for dinner. Okay, I could only put these 2 photos up because the photo series went crazy. Like, they had so much fun making dinner on vacation for us, okay? And they just were always, again, especially my crazy Uncle Steve, who has the crazy Uncle Steve, just so much fun. It was all about the fun. I think my dad had just gotten stung by a jellyfish, too, because there was a bunch of jellyfish right here at this location. Having fun. There was a cute boy here too. Okay, just a side note. There was a cute boy at this resort. Again, I'm 14. Then we saw them. We all went out to sushi, and then we saw the cute boy with his family. So my uncle said, Stacy, we're going back in. And I was like, what? And he says, yeah. So he paraded me in front of their table, right? It was quite funny. But it was about making fun, just making the journey fun. That's what we can control in life, the journey itself. So here's my 4 gems of wisdom from Bill Macris, and I have a slide. The first one, focus, be present, be patient, don't do it all last minute or get sloppy and expect good results. The small, consistent steps get you more. Number 2, spend time in nature. Feel your oneness with it. Let it soothe you and let it calm your soul. Number 3, take time to eat, to rest, to practice self-care. It makes the trip and life more pleasant. And number 4, the journey takes as long as it takes, and you get to control how enjoyable it is. There was this great quote from the book Conscious Living by Gay Hendricks. Just to wrap up our time together, he says, there's a beautiful story from the Zen tradition. A new student was talking to a Zen master about where to start Zen practice. Where should I enter Zen? The student asked. And the master asked, well, do you hear the murmuring of the stream behind us? And the student listened and then said, yes, I do. And the master said, enter there. Once the shift has been made from not hearing the stream to hearing the stream, we can never go back. But here's what Gay writes that I wanted to make sure you heard. We create a conscious life by how we handle tiny and very specific moments. We create a conscious life by how we handle tiny and very specific moments. That's what the vacations are for. But that's also what lunch is for, dinner is for, a moment is for. Our lives are shaped by our daily choices, our daily moments, and whether we are present to them or not. And so I invite you to be present to the journey and to those who enrich it for you along the way. Happy Father's Day, everyone. Blessings.
For all those times you stood by me, for all the truth that you helped me see, for all the joy you brought to my life, for all the wrongs that you made right, for every dream you helped come true, for all the love I got from you, I'll be forever thankful, 'cause I know you're the one who held me up, never let me fall. You're the one who saw me through it all. You were my strength when I was weak. You were my voice when I couldn't speak. You were my eyes when I couldn't see. You saw the best there was in me, lifted me up when I couldn't reach. You gave me faith 'cause you believed. I'm everything I am because you love me. Oh, you gave me wings and made me fly. You touched my hand, I could touch the sky. I lost my faith, you gave it back to me. You said no star was out of reach. You stood by me and I stood tall. I had your love, I had it all. I'm grateful for each day you gave me. Maybe I don't know that much, but I know this much is true. I was blessed because I was loved by you. You were my strength when I was weak. You were my voice when I couldn't speak. You were my eyes when I couldn't see. I saw the best there was in me, lifted me up when I couldn't reach. You gave me faith 'cause you believed. I'm everything I am because you love me. Oh, you were always there for me, a tender wind that carried me, a light in the dark, shining your light into my life. You've been my inspiration. Through the lies, you were the truth. My world is a better place because of you. Lifted me up when I couldn't reach. You gave me faith 'cause you believe. I'm everything I am because you love me. Oh, you were my strength when I was weak. You were my voice when I couldn't speak. You were my eyes when I couldn't see. You saw the best there was in me, lifted me up when I couldn't reach. You gave me faith 'cause you believe. I'm everything I am because you love me. I'm everything because you love me.
Hi, Costa. Hello, my name is Lucy Nye, and I am board member of the day. And on behalf of the board, we are grateful that you are here today with us, both in person and online. We have an important mission here at Unity of the Oaks. And I'd like for you all to read this with me, please. Unity of the Oaks is a loving, accepting, and heart-centered spiritual community here to be love in action, to encourage personal growth, awaken spiritual curiosity, and transform lives. We have an opportunity for you to partner with us. When you give a financial gift to Unity of the Oaks, it allows us to fulfill this mission, making it more than just spoken words on Sunday morning. The easiest way to give, both in person and online, is to text the word "give" to the number on your screen. Use the QR code on the screen or visit our website's giving page. If you're here in person with us today, we also have a love offering basket at our giving table in the side of the room. Take a moment to focus your attention on your giving heart. And now, please join me in the love offering blessing. But I'm going to stop you first, and I'm going to say, divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. I give in love, and I trust God. Thank you for partnering with us to bring spiritual transformational messages to our community every Sunday. You are part of helping us transform the world. We value and appreciate your gifts. And now, here's one of our fathers for the day.
Good morning. Happy Father's Day. Here are a few reminders on what's going on at our church. And the 3 reminders for today are, there they are. The deposit and registration is due June 26th. That's next Sunday for this once-in-a-lifetime trip to the Holy Land with a walking tour of the places made famous in history and in the Bible. So for those of you interested in attending with Reverend Blair Tabor and Reverend Stacy this November, there's only one more week to turn in the registration and deposit for the trip. And the registration form is on the side or back table, depending on your perspective. There are many other opportunities available to participate in our church. Bullet number 2, you don't have to be a board member to make a difference. The ways to serve the church are through our ambassador team, youth ministry, and prayer ministry teams. We also would like help with setup for the Sunday service and cleaning up afterwards. Let us know how you would like to be involved. It truly does take a village to create a spiritual community and keep it running. And next Sunday's grief group will be led by Reverend Stacy on Zoom at 7:30 p.m. The link will be found in your e-letter that you'll be receiving, or you can contact the office to receive it as well. And be sure to visit our information and donation table at the back of the room. We also have that weekly e-letter that you get and a monthly newsletter that is mailed out through the good old snail mail. And lastly, be sure to catch our slideshow and music 5 minutes before the service with announcements. You can find upcoming events and information that way also. So you get some nice music, and then you can watch the slideshow, and it'll all sink in. You'll absorb all of the amazing things happening while you listen to the great music. We look forward to seeing you at one of our upcoming events. And now, Reverend Stacy has some thank yous to extend.
Well, just thank you to everyone. Thank you again for all of your support and your prayers. I really did feel it, and I felt your enthusiasm, and I really thank you for that. Also wanted to thank Matt Toronto, who was here, who guest spoke a couple weeks ago. Also wanted to thank Reverend Sherry, who was here last week. Also, I want to formally say hello and welcome and thank you to you, Karen, for stepping in and being now part of our community. Wonderful to have you with us. Thank you. And again, just thank you to everyone for the last couple weeks while I was away who really just stepped in and kept it going. Paula, and I know Wendy and your team, they were out there clean. Our pod's almost ready to go, everybody. Oh my gosh, that's so, yes. So thank you for everyone who's been working so hard on that. We're going to do a special thank you to those folks. But just thank you. We are a prayer ministry, so if you need prayer today, we have Jimmy. He's waving his hand there. He will be outside for anyone who's needing prayer support. You can also place a prayer in the prayer box. If you're here, we have the form, and that beautiful wooden box back there is our prayer box. But you can also always submit a prayer through prayer@UnityoftheOaks.org. That's our website or email. You can please let us pray with you. Afterwards, I was going to invite everyone to share your own vacation with dad stories. So we do have, I think, just some water, coffee, tea outside. So make sure you stop by our hospitality, and I want to hear some of your vacation with dad stories, okay? So meet me outside in just a few minutes. In the meantime, I believe we're going to be standing to sing our peace song. Just remember to ask before you reach out to hug or handshake. We'll be holding each other's hearts. We'll be holding our hearts. Again, but thank you for being here. I appreciate you being part of Unity of the Oaks this morning and for sharing this time with us. Could be lots of places, but you were here. So thank you, and have a blessed, blessed week, everyone. Amen. Happy Sunday. Happy Father's Day.
There is peace on earth, and yes, it begins with me. Yes, there is peace on earth, a peace that was meant to be, with God as creator, family all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Yes, peace begins with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow, to take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Yes, there is peace on earth, and yes, it begins with me. The light of God surrounds us. We are the light. The love of God enfolds us. We are the love. The power of God protects us. We are the power. The presence of God watches over us. We are the presence. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well.